Allowing the back body to be completely heavy. Allowing the front body to gently expand and melt down. And allowing the forehead, the jaw and the eyes to relax. We're entering into a pranayama, or a breath technique, whenever you're ready to do so. We're going to be taking a breath count, where we inhale for 5 or 6 seconds. We hold for 1 or 2 seconds. We exhale for 6 or 7 seconds. And we hold for 1 or 2. Where we can, we allow the exhales to be longer than the inhales. Allow your breath count to suit your natural breath, not allowing yourself to feel short of breath or like you're holding your breath. So you can tailor this breath count by elongating or shortening it down. If your mind starts to wander away from your breath count, allow yourself permission to observe where it's wandered to. We guide it back with a kindness towards our mind, not becoming frustrated at the mind for wandering. And we observe the thought without entering into secondary conversation, without attaching secondary emotion. We're here for 2 more breaths. Before we guide the arms all the way up and overhead, we send the legs long and point the toes. Inhale here. We don't have to have the arms up overhead if it doesn't suit your shoulders. You can have them wide. And we don't have to be guiding as long as you can be. You can just draw them so they can soften down into the ground instead. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, guide your shoulder blades down towards your waist. Guide your shoulders down and away from the ears. Pressing your pelvis into the ground, we lift the abdominals up towards the sky, but also towards the spine. So we think about someone having a belt underneath your back and lifting your tummy up, whilst you draw your belly button up and in towards your spine for a lovely tummy stretch. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, soften down. As you soften down, allow yourself to reconnect the vertebrae with the ground as much as feels comfortable for you, allowing your natural arch to take place if you do have a little bit of space between you and the ground at the base of your spine. We're going to step both feet towards the bottom left corner of your mat. Inhale here. And we're going to step both arms towards the top left side of the mat. So this can look absolutely different for everyone. Some people would still be in a completely straight line and simply visualizing inviting length and space into that right side, and that's absolutely fine. You might have a little bit more range of motion or flexibility through the spine. We want to invite this sense of stretch into the upper and lower body, not just through the distance in which we are guiding to the side, but by sending the arms a little bit more to the wall behind you, the feet more towards the wall in front of you. Whenever you're ready, we guide slightly back through center and inhale, rest here for a moment. Before we step the feet towards the bottom right, we guide the arms towards the top right, and we soften everything down. Allow yourself to aim more for length than for depth. And if that length doesn't feel comfortable for the shoulders, then you can allow yourself to think about pointing the toes away instead. Whenever you're ready, we guide back through center with the arms and the legs, and we guide both arms around the shins. As you guide the shins gently in towards you, allow yourself to think about pressing every single vertebrae down towards the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, guide the legs towards you. Draw your upper body towards the legs and inhale back. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale back. Allow your breath to move you gently backwards and forwards. Last one here. Before you inhale and then guide the knees wide. As the knees come wide, we're going to stop before you find that point of pain. So you don't want to keep going until you can't go any wider. You want to feel nice and comfortable here. We take the hands to the inner arches of the feet. The inner ankles of the feet rather. Spine is nice and long, shoulders down and away from your ears. And you can have here a pointed, neutral or flexed foot. It's completely up to you. Allow yourself to play around with guiding the knees up towards you as opposed to out towards the side. If your mind starts to wander here, allow yourself to observe the thought without thinking the thought, as if you're watching a stranger talking. Witness your mind in conversation with itself, or experiencing singular thoughts float in and drift away. And allow yourself to be a non-attached observer of those thoughts. If your mind starts to wander here, allow yourself permission to observe habitual patterns, loops, and this can often be helpful to find your mantra for your session today. Your mantra can be one that you carry throughout life. It can be one that changes every week, month, or even every day. Your mantra is something that directly counters a negative perception or a negative belief or habit that you would like to draw change upon. For example, if you notice you are observing from a viewfinder of fear, as you allow your body to be still, your breath to be slow, and your mind to be quiet, it can provide volume to where the thoughts are stemming from. In that case, you might choose a mantra based around positivity. If you notice most of the thoughts are coming from a place of a lack, then you might think about a mantra coming from a place of abundance. You can do this for many different things: gratitude, love, whatever it may be. Allow yourself to treat your mind with compassion each time that you repeat your mantra. Send acceptance and gratitude to whichever thought floats in, and then choose to shift towards your mantra, and then shift towards the present moment. We practice this throughout our yoga as we release tensions from the hips, thighs, the back, all over the body. These tensions will begin to drift into your mind. So we practice returning to the mantra and then returning to your breath in the stillness of the present moment. Whenever you're ready, we're going to hook the biggest toe. If this is a little bit much for today, then you might choose to stay where you are or draw the legs in instead if it's feeling a little bit tiring. So if we do hook the biggest toe, then we use the middle finger and the index finger. We guide the soles of the feet towards the sky, the armpits in towards, the knees in towards your armpits, and the arms are nice and heavy here, so we don't need to be pulling the arms to be perfectly straight. We can allow them to be soft and gentle. We want to think more about an energy of drawing the legs back than wide, so we don't need to be guiding the legs as wide as you can. Allow yourself here to keep this nice dorsiflexion in the feet. If you find a dorsiflexion in the feet a little bit uncomfortable, then you can support the thighs instead, or the calves, and work on that dorsiflexion there. Others might choose to hold the inner arch, that's also fine. But if you do hold the inner arch, just make sure that you can retract the shoulder blades down so that you're not placing all of your weight on the mid-spine. Inhale deeply here, last breath. Before we keep our arms here and we press the ceiling away. So as you press the ceiling away, you might start to feel this little prana in the legs, this little shaking. If that is the case and it's quite uncomfortable, then feel free to grab a belt, whether that be a dressing gown belt, a yoga belt, a trouser belt, whatever it may be, and you can wrap it around the legs and hold them up. If not, then we're going to allow ourselves to think about that pressing of the heels to the sky, dorsiflexion of the toes towards the wall behind you, and a resting down of your back body. Allow yourself to breathe slowly here. The arms don't have to be floating. You can have them down by your side if you prefer. It can be a lovely way of energizing the body, activating the fingers, and changing up the flow of energy. Often we have stagnant energy in the base of the limbs, which face down all day. So the idea is that we're changing up this direction of energy into our torso, where we can breathe deeply to nourish and let go of anything you'd like to release away today. Feel free to inhale your mantra. Last breath here. Before we gently interlace behind the back of the left thigh, and we drop the right leg down. As we drop the right leg down, allow yourself to think about squaring off the legs, both legs align with their hip. Square off the shoulders, both shoulders align with their hip. And you might even send that right leg away. Wherever you are in Supta Padangusthasana, allow yourself to ensure that you're being kind to your body. We face our body with the same compassion that we face our mind within our yoga practice. That constant coming back to ahimsa as our intention, which is non-harm. We can have a soft bend in the knee to ensure that we're not feeling that strain or stress behind the knee. And we have our dorsiflexion in the feet to ensure that we are isolating the calf muscle. And we lift and deepen over time. We don't have to lift with every inhale and deepen with every exhale, but we have the intention of inviting space and length. And then a slight dissipation of that tension away. A deepening in. And that deepening can be into the moment, your mind focusing into the present. It can be a deepening physically, or just the intention of physically deepening without any movement at all. Whenever you're ready, we draw that leg into a bend and we keep it in a nice deep bend. Guide it up in towards your chest. If you have any sensitivity around the knee, then feel free to take hold underneath the thigh instead of over the shin. Guide both feet into a gentle flexion here. Inhale. And guide that left leg towards the top left side of the room. You can support that outer shin by placing your hand gently on it, taking your right hand down by the side. Allow yourself to play around with where your leg is here. If it feels uncomfortable at all, then you might feel more comfortable with the leg further down and away, further up towards you. Each hip, each pelvis will be different here, so allow yourself to listen to your own body, creating no attempt to create the perfect aesthetic here, and instead think about creating your perfect version of this posture. When you're ready, we send that leg through center and all the way over towards the other side of the room. Allow yourself here to keep both shoulder blades planted down. We keep the spine long. We keep heel to crown a lovely long line. Sorry if you can hear my dad sneezing. Whenever you're ready, we come all the way back through center, plant down the left sole of the foot. We square off the hips, elongate the spine, inhale deeply, and we guide the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Hook the ankle over the opposing leg's thigh, and gently press your inner right thigh away. If you prefer, feel free to guide both legs up towards you and gently guide them in towards your body. Wherever you are, we're keeping our right foot dorsiflexed. We're keeping our spine long, and we're not compressing that right arm into the right side of your torso. We keep nice and light through the arms so that we can remain spacious through the body. Inhale here. And whenever you're ready, we exhale, softly melt the feet towards the ground. Allow just a moment here where you observe the two legs next to one another. Whenever you're ready, we return to your Viparita or your fountain of youth. We're going to interlace around the back of the right thigh and allow the left leg to slowly fall away. Inhale here. Allow the shoulder blades to come down and away from your ears. And begin to breathe deeply. If your mind starts to wander here, allow yourself permission to observe where it wanders, watching the thoughts come and go. If you're familiar with blue sky meditation, feel free to try this here. It can be a nice meditation to try when your face is shining up and when the thoughts wander a little bit quicker and closer together. This is where we visualize a blue sky, and each and every thought that floats in is a cloud drifting by. Each cloud can be different sizes, different densities. And as quickly as they drift in, they easily float away. Whenever you're ready, we draw that leg all the way down into a bend. Guide around the shin if you don't have any sensitivity in the knee, and softly melt that leg towards the top right side of the rim. Allow your forehead to relax, your eyes to relax, and your jaw to melt down. We're here for 2 more breaths. Before we guide that leg all the way through center and over towards the other side. Allow yourself to ground both shoulders towards the floor. Inhale deeply and allow your depth of your breath to be deeper than the depth of your twist. Whenever you're ready, come back through center. We plant down the right sole of the foot and we lift the left leg up towards the sky, hooking the ankle over the right leg's thigh. Allow yourself to gently press your inner left thigh away from you. Or if you prefer, you can guide both legs towards you. Allow yourself to ensure that you are dorsiflexing that left foot. Inhaling deeply. Allow yourself to ensure there is no pain, no pinching in the knees and the hips. Just a deep sensation of stretch within the gluteal and the thigh. And as this breath continues, observe if there is any correlation between the intensity of the sensation you feel rising and falling alongside the rise and fall of your inhale and exhale. Whenever you're ready, releasing those legs down towards the ground and allowing a moment just to observe how the 2 legs feel next to one another. Allow yourself to return to your mantra whenever you need throughout your session, before returning to the breath, using the breath as an anchor between your present moment and your focus, and allowing yourself permission to not only change your viewfinder or shift your energy by using your mantra, but allow yourself also permission to not react to the thoughts. Whenever you're ready, we guide our legs very gently into Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to connect the soles of the feet, relax the back body into the floor, Hands come to the belly and we breathe deeply here. We're just here for a few breaths, so allow yourself either to keep this gentle energy, almost like a pulsing between the legs. We're not softening and melting as we would in a yin practice. We're not completely disengaging through the leg muscles. We're just allowing this nice controlled, gentle dropping of the legs. We do have a Supta Baddha Konasana at the end of the session, which is more easing into the yin essence of this pose. Whenever you're ready, we gently guide the legs all the way up towards one another. We guide the arms wide down by your side, and we're going to exhale both legs to one side of the room. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Allow yourself to move only as far that you could softly guide yourself back with your breath, with the muscles of the side body. You can think about guiding the legs slightly down and away from you. If you want that lovely stretch through the obliques, through the side of the torso, guiding them down and away. If it feels more right for you, you can just drop them a little bit to the side. Whenever you're ready, we're going to roll onto our side, but we're going to roll all the way over. Allow yourself to come into this lovely side lying position. We just rest here for a moment. Before making your way up into a comfortable seated position whenever you're ready. So your comfortable seat can be anywhere. It could be on the sofa, on a bed, it could be on the floor in Sukhasana, cross legs. It could be Dandasana, legs straight out in front, or you could guide them wide. Wherever you're feeling most comfortable, we're going to guide the hands towards the knees. Guide the eyes to a close. And if you need to, guide the fleshier parts of the buttocks to the side and behind. This can mean that the two sit bones can connect comfortably towards the ground below you. Allow yourself to breathe slowly here. Find your alignment of your spine, where the tailbone all the way up to the top of the back of the neck creates this lovely tall aligning, where the energy channels from the root chakra all the way up through the sacral, solar plexus, heart center, throat center, third eye and crown feel connected, aligned and lifted. Often you'll know when you've found this sense of alignment because you'll find a quietening through the mind and almost a peacefulness within your body. Observe the heartbeat in the forehead. Observe the heartbeat in the chest and the heartbeat in the root chakra, in the pelvis and the legs, in the arms and the crown. Envision that every beat of your heart is gently whispering within your mind's eye, one syllable of your mantra at a time. When you're ready, with this in the forefront of our mind, we're going to send the arms, activating the fingers up towards the sky, keeping that lovely lift of energy from your root all the way to the crown and now to the fingertips too. As if you're sending this lovely energy pulsing from the fingertips out and in towards the universe around you, the space around you. Allow this energetic lift for 3 more breaths. Before we gently melt onto our left side. So we're taking a twist. If you are in Dandasana with your legs out in front, then rather than placing your hand all the way across, you might feel more comfortable with the hand on the inside of your straight leg. If you're working around possibly a little bit of stiffness in the back, you also might prefer to guide your hand here and then over time deepen into your twist. If not, then we place our hand on the outer thigh of the opposing leg. Inhale tall. And allow your breath to be deep, your spine to remain aligned, and your drishti is heavy. You can close the eyes down, but making sure that the pupils don't begin to move around behind the eyelids. Whenever you're ready, come all the way through center and around towards the other side. If you do need a moment in center before moving through to the side, that's absolutely fine. Allow yourself to think about lifting the top of the back of the neck, tucking the chin slightly in, and then sending the drishti over. This can be a lovely way of making sure that we're aligned and not craning the head back at all. Allow the tongue to remain at the base of your mouth. Whenever you're ready, we take that back arm, gently guide it all the way over, plant it on the opposing leg, and gently relax forward. So if we're in Sukhasana, we relax forward like so. If you're in Dandasana, we relax forwards like so. Whenever you're ready, we're swapping legs if we're in Sukhasana, and then swapping arms also. If you're in Dandasana, we just swap the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Allow yourself to completely relax the shoulders. Allow them to fall wide. Inhale. And then we guide all the way back up. Lovely. So we're going to take our knees wide, our legs wide, and come into Uttanista, like so. We're starting off in a slightly more yang version of this pose. I'm going to soften it into a yin version. So we start with the feet dorsiflexed, knees nice and actively bent, arms out in front. We have a lift in the fingertips, nice and active and tall through the spine. And if we deepen, it will be from a hinging at the hips. We always keep the spine nice and straight, the abs lifted in our yang version, Uttanista Konasana. Allow those shoulders to be down and away from the ears. If you find space to deepen into, allow yourself time to move with your breath. So we inhale, lift, and exhale, deepen. If you start to feel a tugging or a pulling behind the knees, grab some pillows, plant them underneath your knees. Allow yourself to be soft and kind to the body here. Heart space reaches towards the front of the rim. And when you're ready, we're melting it into the yin essence of this pose. So we're going to soften down the feet, allow them to fall naturally. Wherever they lie is where they stay. If this switches on a sensation of strain behind your knees, allow them to be propped up for more restorative practice. With the arms, we're going to gently walk them forwards. We can allow them to be heavy, allow your spine to be heavy, and your whole body folds forwards. So here we think more about heart space melting to the floor than being pulled to the wall in front of you. We think more about surrendering with gravity. And we do the same throughout the muscles within the legs. So allow yourself to switch off the muscles within the legs, within the back, and allow yourself to commit to being completely still for as long as there is no pain within your movement. If there ever is any sensation of strong discomfort, feel free to change out of this position. We breathe into the sensations that you can feel, allow them to rise and fall. If your mind starts to wander, allow yourself permission to release the thought away, releasing control of the present moment, releasing control of the mind and the body. We're here for a few more breaths. Allow yourself to ensure that you're moving slowly as you begin to release from your position. Walk the hands in a way that feels almost so slow that it's silly. We allow yourself to make your way up vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing that time for the feedback from the body. And then once you've reached your lovely tall position, allow yourself to guide your legs out in front. You can move them if you like, and we're just going to take your hands behind you and just support your body. Inhale here. And then whenever you're ready, we come up nice and tall. We send both legs out in front. In this next position, we have the option to be completely out in front with the legs the whole time. You don't have to move your legs if you don't feel comfortable to. We're going to guide one leg up, the left leg up, all the way up towards you, or planting it over your opposing leg, pressing your four corners of that foot down in towards the ground. So here we would stay nice and tall. If you do feel like that leg is flying away from the ground, then move back to your starting position. Whenever you're ready, we're going to either hook around the base of that or the outside of that thigh and open towards the side. If you are in your straight dandasana, then we come towards the side, whichever feels best for you. When we allow ourselves to gently guide that leg up and in towards the body, we're gently stretching through the gluteals, massaging through our digestive system by taking this lovely gentle twist. We're allowing this lovely compression through the hips. Allow yourself to continue to take lovely deep breaths throughout this position. It can be quite tempting to hold the breath when we're twisting. Whenever you're ready, we come back through center. We're going to take this leg and guide it all the way up and over until your two knees stack. So this one is a little bit of a tricky one. It's half cow face pose. If this is not feeling comfortable at all, then instead guide that leg out like so and allow yourself to peel forwards in this position instead. So when you're ready, we're going to frame our front leg, open the chest to begin, and exhale, gently melt forwards. We allow this softening of the heart space similar to before, where we allow a surrender of the vertebrae, one by one melting forwards. The mind is a little bit more likely to wander to a place of introspection when our face is shining down. So allow yourself to watch the mind, where it wanders to, and where it's stemming from, before gently returning to your mantra that aligns you with your intention and the perception that you wish to habitually return to, and then return to your breath. Whenever you're ready, we slowly peel up and out of our position. We're going to send that leg out in front. We're going to do both those positions on the other side. So we're starting off by guiding that left leg all the way up and over, and we guide the arm around. Right leg up and over. Sorry. We guide ourselves nice and tall. You have the option to plant that hand down behind you, or alternatively you can interlace, or you can hold the opposing arm. Wherever you feel more comfortable, we're going to draw our spine tall and then deepen into your posture. We guide the hip up towards you. Breathe deeply here. If you notice the four corners of your foot trying to fly away from the ground, either reconnect as if they're rooting down to the floor, or if you need, draw it back to align with your hip. Whenever you're ready, we inhale back through center, and we guide that leg all the way over into our half cow face pose, half Gomukhasana. So we have our knees relatively stacked if we feel comfortable to. If not, we guide this leg out to the side instead. Allow that front foot to fall and relax, and we place our arm naturally down just in front of us. So in these more yin style poses, we think about working around your body. Wherever your body naturally lands in this position is your perfect version of this pose. We allow gravity to sink us deeper and deeper. And for as long as the position doesn't bring any pain, as long as it's only comfort or discomfort, sensations of disfamiliarity probably, we allow this sinking, quietening and deepening. Allow the whole body to surrender alongside gravity into the pose and into the present moment. Switching off the muscles, allowing the real heaviness of the body to sink, and switching off the mind, allowing the breath to be the only thing that we focus on, and we just allow that natural breath to draw in and out of the body. We don't need to take the deepest breath that you can, or any specific breath techniques here. We just think about taking our natural, fulfilling breath, nourishing the muscles. Whenever you're ready, slowly peel up. Allow yourself time to peel up and time to move as slowly as you need. We're moving on to our fronts into a yin position. So I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration. We're starting off with the toes tucked underneath the body, the hands just on the knees. If you do suffer with any knee sensitivity, feel free to rest your knees on a pillow, a nice thick pillow, so that we don't have too much pressure down through them. This can be quite a strong one in terms of opening up the base of the feet. So whenever you do need to come out of this, feel free to do so. We're just going to hold this for 30 seconds. Allow yourself to find a spot on the ground where you still your gaze. Or you might close the eyes down if you prefer. Whenever you're ready, we untuck the toes. So eventually we'll hold that for longer, but just building up to that ability to hold it for a little bit longer. We're going to peel forwards into Balasana Child's Pose. We're here for 20 more seconds. Allow your breath to flood into your back body, expanding the back of your ribs, the back of your shoulders, all the way down to your lower back. Whenever you're ready, we shift our way all the way forwards and down. We take our elbows directly underneath our shoulders. We plant the palms down into the ground, and we point the toes so that they perfectly align with your hips. Gently engage the gluteals, lengthen the tailbone down and away from your top of your back of your neck. Inhale deeply here. If this feels a little bit much for today, then you can send your arms further out in front. Engage your gluteals more so, tuck your tailbone away from you more so, allowing slightly less degree of bend in the back. If this isn't feeling quite enough, then you can press into the hands and allow the angle of the spine to gently increase as you come up into seal. Wherever you are, allow yourself to ensure that you're breathing deeply, nourishing through your whole body. If you are in Sphinx and you're more familiar with a mudra or an Anjali mudra as you're taking this pose, then you can guide your hands into prayer and press the forearms down. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to ensure that you're being kind to your body here. Breathing into each sensation that arises and respecting the ones that are a little bit more than unfamiliar or a little bit more than an uncomfortable compression or stretch, stress. We're here for 3 more breaths. Before you eventually sink forwards and down, stack your palms and rest your forehead down. Whenever you're ready, we're slowly as you can making our way onto our backs. We're going to be melting slowly into Supta Baddha Konasana. So we guide the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, and we rest our hands onto our belly. Allow your natural breath to fill your body, and this time we allow a surrender of the legs. Allow a gentle switching off so that the muscles can relax. And we gently sink deeper and deeper. If this feels uncomfortable, feel free instead to grab 2 pillows and plant them underneath your thighs. And this can be nice if you can't quite focus the mind, if all they can think about is the hips. If not, we're going to guide our full focus towards the sensation you can feel. Allow yourself to label this sensation. Often the mind is likely to wander away from the body when we're doing exercise, when we're stretching or strengthening. The mind tends to wander as far away from the sensations that we're currently feeling as possible. So instead we try and guide our full focus towards the sensations, into the muscles, into the connective tissue, and we just observe. We treat the body with respect, always moving when we know that we need to, and breathing through the sensations, such as intensity, ebbing and flowing, increasing and decreasing. We breathe through restlessness within the mind and the body. When thoughts occur from your to-do list, from your day so far or your week to come, simply exhale them away and guide your awareness back to your body, back to your breath, back to your mantra. Whenever you're ready, we slowly guide the legs all the way back up and towards one another. We shift the hips away, we send the legs away, and we send the arms into a comfortable Savasana position. If you're more familiar with Savasana with the legs bent or rested on a pillow, that's absolutely fine. You can also come into a seat if you find it uncomfortable to lay down. Allow your full awareness to guide back towards your heartbeat within your body. Watch your heartbeat in your chest, in the pelvis, in the shoulders, in the palms, the forehead, in the mouth, on the right side of the mouth, and the left side of the mouth. Observe the heartbeat on the right nostril and left nostril, the right ear, the left ear, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the right side of the forehead, the left side of the forehead, the center of the forehead, the right eye, the left eye, both eyes, the right side of the head, the left side of the head, the right side of the throat, the left side of the throat, the right collarbone, the left collarbone, the right shoulder, the left shoulder. Feel the heartbeat in both shoulders overflowing down through the upper arm, the right elbow, the left elbow, the right forearm, the left forearm, the right palm, the left palm, the right fingertips, and the left fingertips, the chest, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, the right side of the ribs, the left side of the ribs, the right side of the tummy, the left side of the tummy, the right side of the back, the left side of the back, the right side of the buttocks, the left side of the buttocks, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, the right thigh, the left thigh, the right knee, the left knee, the right calf, the left calf, the right foot, the left foot, the pelvic floor, just below and behind the navel, the center of the diaphragm, the center of your heart, center of your throat, the center of your forehead, and your crown. Observe the heartbeat through your body. Allow yourself to be silent and still. Simply feeling the beating of the heart and beginning to introduce your mantra syllable by syllable. With each and every beat of the heart, we repeat one syllable of our mantra, however short or long it may be. If your mind starts to wander, allow yourself permission to observe where it's wanted to. And then return to your present moment mantra, the repetition alongside your heartbeat. We're here for one more minute. When you're ready to do so, invite movement into your fingers, into your toes. And whenever you're ready, we guide the arms all the way around the legs and come up into a seat.